Lesson 12. Testing for poisons. Testing for poisons is an important aspect of forensic science, particularly in cases involving suspicious deaths, poisoning incidents, or toxicology investigations. Forensic toxicologists use various techniques to detect and analyse poisons in biological samples or other evidence. Here are some common methods used in testing for poisons forensics. Screening tests. Initial screening tests are often performed to quickly identify the presence of common poisons or toxic substances. These tests can include immunoassays, colorimetric tests, or spot tests that produce visible reaction when a specific poison is present and work in a similar way to a COVID test. Gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, GCMS. GCMS is a powerful analytic technique used to separate and identify the components of a sample. In poison testing, it can be used to analyse biological samples, such as blood or urine, for the presence of specific toxins or their metabolites, the breakdown products. Liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry, LCMS. LCMS is another analytical technique that can be used to separate and identify compounds in a sample. It's particularly useful for analysing complex mixtures such as drugs or toxins in biological samples. High performance liquid chromatography. HPLC. HPLC is a technique used to separate and quantify different compounds in a sample. It can be used to analyse biological samples for the presence of specific poisons or their metabolites. Immunoassays. Immunoassays are tests that use antibodies to detect and quantify specific substances in a sample. They can be used to screen for the presence of certain drugs or toxins in biological samples by coating a solid phase with a plate with a molecule that binds with the substance you are testing for. Then a detection molecule is added, which is labelled with an enzyme or fluorescent marker. This is then picked out by a detector of the marker by producing a colour change or light emission, whose concentration is directly proportional to the concentration of the toxin. So the more toxin you have, the brighter the result. Toxicological panels. Toxicological panels involve testing for a wide range of common drugs and toxins using various analytical techniques. These panels can provide a comprehensive analysis of a sample to identify the presence of multi-poisons or drugs. Microscopic analysis. In some cases, microscopic analysis of tissues or samples can reveal the presence of certain poisons. For example, heavy metals can be detected using specific staining techniques or electron microscopy. The different types of microscopes would help develop a wider picture as each type reveals a different layer of the puzzle. Post-mortem examination. In cases of suspicious death, a thorough post-mortem examination is conducted to collect samples for toxicological analysis. This can include collecting blood, urine, vitreous humour, or other tissues for testing, but the autopsy could also show evidence of poisoning and the damage to various organs. It's important to note that the specific testing methods used in poison investigation will depend on the suspected poison, the nature of the case, and the available resources. Forensic toxicologists work closely with other experts, such as forensic pathologists and crime scene investigators, to gather evidence and provide valuable insights into cases involving poisons.